everybody.
Hi guys.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
El Coscleo.
Coming to you with our Hot Topics Thursday, but we're actually going to be doing our pros and cons of the MSC Seaside.
We're going to be doing the most questioned review for the pros and cons on the MSC Seaside.
Yes, thank you so much for watching the tour of the video, and if you haven't seen it, click it here first. Yeah, so we have a kind of, usually we do like 3 or 4 pieces of something, so we kind of have an extensive list today since this was our first MSC, since this was a new ship. It just came out back in December.
Yes.
So we wanted to give it a really good, fair, honest review of the ship, and so, let's start off by saying this. I think this is a pro that we both can agree to, is that the ship definitely has the wow factor.
It has the bling wow factor. I really enjoyed the decor.
When we pulled up in the Miami port, as we're coming across the bridge, we could see this ship across the way, and it was wow. It
was amazing. She is huge.
Yeah, looks beautiful and looks different from anything else out there. The way that it's designed.
The design layout is excellent. I really like the layout.
Yeah, and walking into the ship was the wow factor. So I think that's something that we both can agree on. And now that we've said that, let us get underway. What would you like to start with, honey?
I would like to start with, let's talk more about the decor. And we took some notes, so that's what we're looking down, because we have different notes that we take. We decided to be very, very honest on this video and on the review. So Mr. Traveler has his set of notes and I have mine. Okay, since we're talking about the bling factor, I really found out on the ship that there was a lot of little cubby holes. They had little sections where you can go to the sports bar and be, romantic in one little cubby hole. Then you can go somewhere else and be romantic in another little cubby hole. I really like the little odds and ends of the 2-seaters that was throughout the ship. I really like that. That was different.
Yeah. My pro, and I will kind of continue the theme, is just the overall decor of the ship. Very modern feel, lots of technology on the ship. I felt that it was a pretty good layout for the most part. A couple little things on there, but for the most part, I think it was very, I love the decor of the ship. I love the cutting edge.
Me too.
It was very hip. The ship was kind of designed with the Miami theme in mind, and if you look at the back of the ship, it kind of looks like an Ocean Drive hotel on South Beach.
It felt like a hotel versus being on the ship.
Yeah, so the decor, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So I would like to, well, since we're on pros, I guess we're going to take care of the pros before we take care of the bad news.
Oh, you can mix them up.
Okay, well, I can go with a con then.
Okay.
My first con is there was no air conditioning on the elevators. It was tight on the elevators. The elevators were small, and it was no air conditioning, and it was hot.
Well, I will piggyback off your con with my con, and just say that the elevators, in general, were kind of a con. It was really kind of situation here. So the elevator situation is, if you came from like the starboard side of the ship, there would be a bank of 4 elevators there. In the midship in the front, and then if you came from the port side, there was another set of 4 elevators. So it was like a total of 8 elevators in the mid and the 8 up front, but they were separated by a wall, so you may not even known that there was elevators around the corner there.
Right, there were like 2 sets of elevators that was identical on one side of the wall and the other.
So, and it was generally most of the time, especially around dinner times and things like that, it was usually a pretty decent wait for an elevator to come up. And then if you're on the ones at the front of the ship, those go up to the
yacht club.
Those elevators go up to the yacht club area, which is the private area for the suite guests. They have a key card that they can swipe on the elevator, and it gives them priority access to the elevator, so it bypasses all the other floors.
But unfortunately, it held up everybody else from catching the elevator.
So that kind of slowed things down.
So we had a huge wait for the elevators on the ship.
My tip for you on this is a free tip: is if you're anywhere like midship and back, we found that it was quicker if we just went to the back elevator that goes up, and there's a glass elevator, 2 of them back there. that overlooked the back of the ship and go down to the pool.
Sure.
And there was usually not a wait back there. So if we were going to another floor or something like that, that worked out pretty good for us.
The next thing I wanted to bring up was check-in was a breeze for us. It was really, really quick. It was fast. It was very easy. Embarkation was a piece of cake. It was one of the best that we ever had.
I totally agree.
I was a pro.
Pro outlets in the stateroom.
Yes.
It was a USB next to the bed.
Yes.
It was only on one side, but I'll take what I can get. USB next to the bed. And then there was like 3 outlets, I think, on the desk, and then 2 USB ports at the desk. So it was plenty of charging stations.
Plenty of plugs for us.
So good job.
We like that. Okay, another con that I had was, as you know, I love food. So between 3 and 6 o'clock, there was no food served. I didn't understand why they shut down all the stations. They pulled the food out the buffets. I'm not sure why. And then another con was, I might as well go ahead and talk about this while I'm on the subject of food. The selections was very small in the buffet. It was a small selection of food, and it was kind of the same thing every day at the buffet.
Yeah, so that was kind of odd. So if you're used to being on one of the other ships where you have a like a 24-hour pizzeria, they didn't. They like from 3 to 6. Like we came back from port one day, we're like, "Ooh, I want a slice of pizza before dinner," and everything was shut down. Now you could still got room service, but the other ones were closed down. So it's not a huge deal, but I mean it's just something worth noting.
It was.
Get your pizza before 3.
Yes, and staying on the subject of food, the food, it was kind of hit or miss. I know that we have an American palate, and the ship was Mediterranean, kind of European, so they really didn't season the food a lot. The salads was amazing, but the palates of the food for dinner was kind of not there.
So
it wasn't a lot of seasoning.
To be fair to the ship, probably 90% of the cruises that we've been on, the food has been hit or miss.
It has. Almost every ship except my favorite.
Getting on a ship and having every meal be the bomb is a rarity.
It's hard to find.
So I put that in there. I mean, when we had good meals, they were outstanding. Okay, and then I can say this: we never had anything bad.
No.
It was just, it was okay. So it was those meals that were really great, and those meals that were, they were okay. Like my wife said, it was missing some seasoning and things like that.
It was different for our palates because we're American, so we season everything. They don't.
I think that you will find as MSC continues their pursuit of the American market, you will probably see the menu will change and grow. So.
I have to give it to them. They were trying, with the pizzas. The pizzas was almost like Carnival and Royal. They really trying to draw in that American audience, but we have to have seasoning on our food.
They had breakfast pizza. Oh,
it was good.
I enjoyed it.
That was good.
I go to my con, and I'll probably stealing it from her.
Okay.
And I'm surprised she didn't say it yet. I was a little bit surprised and with the lack of storage in the cabin.
Oh wow! I forgot that.
Yeah.
It was so small. The closet. Yeah. It was tiny.
For such a big cabin, I would expect.
It was spacious.
It was two drawers, and then the full length of the upper closet and half the length of the bottom part of the closet, and like 4 shelves?
Yeah.
Or 3 shelves. And that's it. So there was no drawers over like by the vanity area or anything like that. So nothing under the couch to pull out to store. Like on some other lines, we have the couch pulls that storage underneath the couch.
Underneath it.
And we usually like put our shoes and stuff in there. So
we didn't have that on the ship.
So it was I think it was a bit of a challenge. I mean, it wasn't super bad. You guys may not be as bad as us, but we bring a lot of stuff with us.
Yes, for a 7-day, we pack a lot, but it would be perfect for like a weekend or like a 5-day maybe.
Yeah.
But 7-day, I couldn't fit everything.
Keep that in mind. What I would suggest is bring a few extra hangers with you from home, or if you have some of your outfits, and just leave them on the hanger when you pack them. So that's what I would do there.
My next pro is I was really surprised that you could not see the lifeboats. You had a total view of the ocean. Didn't catch that one, did you? The lifeboats was up under the decks. They were tucked in. So when you go out to port and you're looking out at the ship, you can see the lifeboats under the deck. And I like how the decks hang over the ship, so it protected the lifeboats. You know how you get a room and all you see is the lifeboats, or you walking on deck and you be like, wow, there go the lifeboats. It was not like that on MSC. A perfect view of the ocean. It was beautiful.
Wow, good catch. Yeah, I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, no lifeboats was shown, but they were there.
My next pro, which I was really, really happy with, was there were a lot of different entertainment venues on this ship.
Yes, the entertainment was great.
The entertainment venues were really great. There were so many. It's like every time you turned on the ship somewhere, there was some place where you could see something. So it was like, you had, of course, you had the main theater, with which they had the entertainment group, which was very different because that same group of people did the shows every night.
Every single night.
And they had a different show every night, which was really, it was really cool. So it's a little bit different. I'm not going to say it's the best shows that we've ever seen. I mean, there's some ships out there with some Broadway type shows, but I would say that it was very entertaining.
It was pretty good.
There was one night where they had a guy at a Michael Jackson impression out there. Oh my! I mean, he got it.
He really was Michael Jackson.
He had the moves.
He had all the moves.
Yeah, so I mean, we were rocking the thing that night was nice.
I think that was my favorite.
Up on the pool deck, they were doing entertainment up there. They had the Haven lounge down there. They had live bands and things going on there at night.
At the same time, so it was like 5 different entertainment.
Then down on deck 6, there was another one tucked in there by the shops. There was another one there. Then at the back of the ship by the Miami pool, they had a DJ spot back there where they were playing like house music and things like that. Then they had the club on the other side of deck 7. So I mean, it was never a lack of something to do on the ship.
You couldn't be bored on there. It was a lot to do.
A lot of little tucked away entertainment spots. So I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. I don't know how everybody's gonna take it, but I have to be honest. Yeah, I have to be honest. Topless on a cruise. Okay. The Europeans feel very comfortable in the Mediterranean. People feel very comfortable naked. They don't have a problem with it. You know, they just go by the pool, and the pool has beds next to the pool. There were beds. I really like that. But they would just take the tops off.
Yeah, and then the other thing, like even the little girls that weren't developed yet.
Yeah.
They had them running around topless.
They were topless.
So there was something
kind of different.
It was something, yeah.
I don't know if I can get used to that, but I'm comfortable with myself. You know, I go topless if I'm at a topless place that I can go topless at. I will. But on a
you go topless at Club Mr. Traveler. That's it. Shoot.
Comment below and let us know how you feel about going topless on the cruise. Not on island, on the cruise. I can understand a lot of women like to tan without lines, but wouldn't that be uncomfortable if you with your husband? You know, you have to be like, no, you can't see that.
Moving on.
What do you think about that? Comment below and let us know. We can get this topic. Let's argue. Hashtag let's argue.
So then I got this one listed down as a con, but I don't know if it's necessarily a con, but I put it under the con.
Okay.
Because it was different than what people are used to. All the entertainment areas were open all the time to anybody. So in other words, what am I saying? We got through at a show one night at like 11 o'clock and said, hey, let's go down to the club and check it out.
Yeah.
The kids were in there.
Yep. Kids was everywhere.
So they don't do like, say, Carnival does where they have where it's an 18 and only.
And somebody standing outside the club like
looking at IDs and all that stuff.
Where's your ID? It was not like that.
Everything's wide open.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. The kids was everywhere. So make sure you keep that in mind. Okay, and the pro for me, what I really, really loved about the cabin was there was a bathtub. However, there's a con with that. So it's a pro and a con.
Oh.
There was a bathtub. And that's like our second time ever having a bathtub out of 36 cruises. But the bathtub didn't have a door. So when you take a shower versus a tub, the whole bathroom was soaking wet.
Oh, okay.
So I had to put down 1,000 towels to soak up the water. But then again, you know, you had a bathtub.
It was draining. It was draining the floor though, but
yeah, but it still was wet.
Now keep in mind, not all cabins have bathtubs.
No, ours did.
Yeah, so that may be the Fantastica experience cabin. I think it was nice. I enjoyed that.
I did too.
One of my favorite features on ships, period, are the pools.
Yes.
This ship did not disappoint. It had the pool in the back of the ship on deck 7 that overlooked the back of the ship. The only thing I would say would made it better, and since it was all the way at the back of the ship like that, is to push it all the way to the back and make it an infinity edge.
Infinity edge.
Oh,
that's the only thing that was missing.
That would have been sweet.
It was.
Then you had the pool up on the main Lido deck. Then you had on deck 18 you have the solarium type pool, the jungle pool.
There was a lot of pools.
And then there's another pool up if you're in the yacht club area. They've got their own private pool up there also. But what made them unique is each and every one of those pools is 6.5 feet deep.
That's really unique. But what about the kids though?
You gotta know how to swim.
I was hanging on to the side the whole time, like, I can swim, but you get tired of, you know, paddling and floating. But the pools have no incline. You know how a pool just gradually goes down? Not on MSC. You have to jump right in.
Jump on in. I mean, they had the ladders on the side, but I mean, it was deep. But I enjoyed that. I don't know. Everybody may not enjoy it, but I thought it was cool having deep pools.
It was different.
You know, so that was nice. And plenty of hot tubs everywhere. So
yeah,
A+ on the pool. 10 out of 10.
We do like the deep pools. We do. That was a pro.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cover 2 cons at once because they go together. I felt that our dinner was rushed. And the reason our dinner was rushed was because what's different about MSC is they dine 3 times a night. So we fit right in the middle. We had a 7:15 dinner, and I felt like it was rushed. Another con was the waitress kept forgetting our food. Like she'll forget one thing and then she'll forget another one because the dinner was so rushed. So you know how you sit down and you want to order dessert and chit-chat until the show starts? No.
She did get better as
she kept saying, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?"
But yeah, there was a 5:15 seating, a 7:15 seating, and a 9:15 seating.
Yes.
So it was kind of.
It was kind of rushed. I felt rushed.
Yeah, it was kind of, especially that first night because we were. I think the first dinner went over a little bit. And
then if you're not done in time, they turn the lights on.
They turn the lights on for you, like you got to go home with you know, like the DJ cuts the lights up on you. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here.
Yeah, at the club, they turn the lights up, and it's like, "Are you done yet? Are you done?" I just felt it was rushed.
Okay, my con was, and I wanted to, you know, I had a little bit of money on me, but I wanted to tip our guy a little bit more at the restaurant, our head waiter, because he was awesome. And normally I'll go to they have an ATM usually by the guest services or the ATM. There is no ATMs on this ship. And I asked if I could get cash from the desk. I couldn't get it, and you know, one of the workers told me a roundabout way to get it by cashing in chips, but then I'd have to, you know, get poker chips, trade them, and all that stuff. So as a roundabout way of doing it, but there was no ATM on there, and I was really surprised by that.
It took us a long time to try to find one, and then it was like 30 minutes by the time we figured out it was an ATM there.
Yeah, so I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, that's surprising. The con for me, and I'm just going to try to wrap it up because I know this video is getting long, but I had a couple cons that's left, so Mr. Traveler, you can comment on them if you like. So I'm just going to go down a list of cons that I have left.
I still got more on here too.
Okay, so what I thought was the specialty dining was pricey. Tempeyaki's was pricey. It was pricey compared to the rest of the lines that we've been on because we've been on 36 cruises. And also there was a charge for the zip line and the water slide. I didn't like that. I didn't like the charges. I'm used to going free. You know, if it's on the ship with Royal or Carnival, you don't have to pay.
But the zip line was my pro. I love the zip line. It was fun. It's like half the length of the ship, and it's not like scary or anything like that. I mean, you go to. It was nice. I enjoyed the zip line. It was only $5, but
I still don't think there should be a charge for it because some lines.
But I'll say this: if it wasn't a charge, you would probably never get on there.
You'll never get on. The line was still long.
It was still long. I waited like a half an hour, and I paid my money. So
Yep. And then at the comedy club, well, it wasn't a comedy club. It was a comedy improv. It was like they would take things from the audience and just talk about them. It was a little bit different from going to a comedy club, whereas a comedian stands up and talk. With this one, they just act stuff out. I didn't really think it was that funny.
That was on my pro list. I enjoyed it.
It was okay. It was different.
I enjoyed it because it was different. It was improv, and they got the ideas from the audience, and they even had some audience participation. And it was 4 comedians up there. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
It was okay.
And it was different from the regular comedian. So that was actually a pro for mine. So that's where we separate past there.
Separate right there because it was just okay to me. And then also there was no Caribbean band. I like to hear Caribbean music when I go to the Caribbean. I didn't hear any Caribbean band, but I did hear music from all around the world, country, rock, western. It didn't matter what it was, R&B. I heard that, but I just didn't hear my Caribbean music. And then also, the last thing was the smell. Okay, I know that we got a lot of comments on what did we smell? Did we smell anything walking up and down the hallway? Did we smell anything in our room? It was a faint smell. Every now and then I would get it. Like walking up and down the hallways of the ship, every now and then it was a faint smell that I could smell. And it smelled like basementy a little bit. Did you get that?
No.
I did.
Real faint.
It wasn't overwhelming.
I smelled it real faintly one day. And when I say faintly, it's not nothing like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I smelled it real faintly one day, and then they did a thorough cleaning of the ship and everything, and then I didn't smell it at all. I smelled it faintly one day. I didn't smell anything the rest of the day. I think what it may be, because I was looking around, the carpet is so thick.
Yes.
In the hallways.
It's super thick.
And so I'm thinking that people come back from port and their shoes are wet and dirty, and I would be
it smelled like soggy
wager.
clothes that's been sitting there for a long time.
So once again we separate ways because I smelled it once a little bit and that's it.
I smelled it about 3 times walking up and down the hall, but it was very faint. I was like, okay, I smell something. It wasn't to where it was overwhelming. It was just a faint smell, but it smelled like they working on it because we heard a lot of complaints about the smells.
Yeah, so we wanted to debunk that really. Okay, so a little bit, but we had heard about some other experiences
gray water and
earlier in the cruise, like when it first came out, that it was just really stinky everywhere. Yeah. We did not experience that at all. We did not experience that at all.
Nope.
And the only time we ever faintly smelled that was like in a hallway by when we were walking down the cabin, and I only smelled it the one time.
That's
very faintly. Anywhere else on the ship, I didn't. It was they kept that ship immaculately clean.
It was clean. For us, it was clean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about anybody else, but it was clean.
Another thing that was great about this ship, we did a tour on another jet boat, which you'll see coming up on some of our vlogs as we put them up. But it was very choppy. It was, up to 8-foot swells, and we got knocked around real bad. But I'm telling you, we got on this ship and sailed off. This ship is so awesome. I didn't feel anything.
We didn't feel not one wave.
I didn't feel anything on this ship. We were up on deck 11. Even we were up on the pool deck and stuff. Yep. I never felt anything on this ship.
Anything. Not at dinner, nothing. It was just a smooth, comfortable ride. MSC is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Seaside. We have to try more of their ships, and they're making an impact.
Yeah.
To the American market. Yeah. A pro for me was the diverse staff. It was not a heavy race there. It was not a heavy same community. It was worldwide. Even the staff was worldwide and the passengers was worldwide. This was the first ship that we went on that it was such a diverse community. We fell in love with it. It was not all English. It was not all Dutch. It was not all French. It was not all Spanish. It was a diverse community with the passengers and with the staff.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. And I'll segue that into my pro, which was the best white party I've ever been to.
Oh wow! It went down in history.
They had on the deck their white party. So if you're going on the ship, please make sure that you bring your nice white linen outfit or something.
Yes.
It was crazy
It was
packed.
crazy packed. The whole entire ship seemed like they were on deck.
So what I really liked about it was that they play, you know, you don't hear the cha-cha slide and wobble every 15 minutes like you do on some other lines.
Right.
So when the party came, they did do that. They did like cha-cha slide. I think we did 2. Okay, and then they started showing us line dances from around the world. So we did like a Latino one. We did one from Africa. We did one from Asia.
I thought that was so cool.
We did like 7 or 8 different types of line dances. And they were, you know, it was so. Yeah, it was really cool.
Loved it.
And to be, you know, having fun with people. We met people from Israel, Germany, China, Japan,
Africa.
Yeah, all over the place, and
the Netherlands,
and talking to them, UK,
Switzerland.
Having a good MSC is a must do.
It's a must see, must do ship.
I give her an 8 out of 10.
It was different for me. I loved it. I really like that ship. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I give it 8.5. It really was. It's a must do, guys. If you're ever been thinking about the MSC, been thinking about the Seaside, it's a must do.
It is.
One thing that we will say, and I want to stress this to you, is that the MSC, the vibe is different from what you're used to.
It's totally different from any ship you ever took.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier on the video, like they're not going to play the cha-cha slide and the wobble and all that every 15 minutes to get you hyped up on the dance floor and all that. They don't do that.
They specialize in celebrating the world.
Yes. So, what am I saying? You have to go onto this cruise with a cultural mindset.
Yes. You have to be able to mingle with people that don't speak English and get a chance to meet different cultures around the world.
It was so fun meeting and talking to people from around the world. I thought it was just fascinating to do that.
Me too. That's what we like to do.
You know, but don't get me wrong. We partied on the ship. I mean, there was a lot of little parties. We had a great time. The theaters, the bands playing, we danced. We had a great time.
I had so much fun.
But it's different. It's a different vibe. So
it is different.
You have to go into the ship with your cultural hat on.
Yes.
And be willing to try and experience different things and meet people and meet and mingle with people of other cultures.
If you like to travel the world, you will love this ship.
Yep. So. Yeah, absolutely, guys. And if we can help you get on the Seaside, please feel free to hit us up, www.mr-traveler.com.
Yep.
You can also reach us, 877-697-4470.
Yes, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button. That way you'll know when we're uploading. We go live all the time, and we upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We also have our www.mrtraveler.net, where you can click on there, and we have our Amazon shop on there. We love it if you supported us on the Amazon shop to do your Amazon shopping. But we have our store on there where we've hand selected items that are travel related.
Tried and true.
These are items that we have either tried or we have researched to know that they are good quality products.
Yes.
We just didn't throw things up there.
Nope.
We took our time hand selecting things to put on that site.
Because we're very picky.
Yes. Like my mother used to say, don't skip on the cheap stuff because it'll just break.
Don't skip on the cheap stuff. Yeah.
You end up buying more because you skipped on the cheapo. So it's not the most. We don't go out and find the most expensive thing, but we go out and find the things that are the best value.
Yes.
That's the key.
It's economical for you.
Yeah. So
we hope you enjoyed the information we presented to you. We appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up for our hard work. We stop our vacations to bring everything to you to let you know how we feel about it. It's just our opinions, but hopefully it'll help you.
Yep, stay tuned for the vlogs from the ship. We have some look at some of the things that we did while we're on the Seaside. So we have a few vlogs to put up.
Everything we talked about, we're going to put it up later.
All right, guys. Well,
life's short.
Have fun.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.